Welcome back, NGDL fans, and I am very happy to give you Week 1 of the NGDL2 here, and it's against Scepgandy, a guy that you might remember. I fought the DC Sceptiles, a guy I fought twice in the last season because we were in the same division. In the new randomized divisions of the NGDL2, however, we are in different divisions. However, we're still fighting Week 1. In fact, we're not even in the same conference. It's an inter-conference game, but it's still one that, I'd still like to start the season 1-0 if I can. And that's because, I always kind of felt that Week 1 in pretty much any league is going to set the momentum for the rest of the season. Last year, I was unable to start 1-0. I lost in the first match, so hopefully I want to get off some good momentum here and put Scepgandy back in his place. Anyway, so yeah. There's the Miami Dolphiones and the DC Sceptiles in our Week 1 matchup here. So there's my match, Thursday. There's my roster. If you missed it in the Power Rankings video that I posted almost a week ago. But yeah, obviously the front liner is going to be the Mega Blaziken. I decided to go with an Uber this time around. We had a little bit more cap and a bidding phase and all that. If you want full details, check the Power Rankings video. But the two frontliners are going to be Mega Blaziken and Thunderous. I think is going to do very well here. And I also paired it, of course, with Ninetales, which is going to give it Drought and a lot of other cool stuff. If you want, more details about my draft, go ahead and check out the Power Rankings video. But here's the DC Sceptiles. And one of the things I missed in the Power Rankings video, analyzing this team, and something that we, kind of noticed when we were putting it together, our team, is that the DC Sceptiles actually lack entry hazards. Like, I didn't even notice, but none of his Pokemon can get entry hazards, which is actually going to be a benefit to me here, because I know that if I put a Focus Sash on anything, it's going to, definitely get the Sash. It's not going to be able to get 1-hit KO'd. It also means I don't have to put a Defogger or a Rapid Spinner in my team. My team is a little bit weak to hazards, so, yeah, that's actually a huge break for me going into this game. But obviously, he still has that Marshadow. Both of us have Ubers, and I think the game plan this week is don't get swept by Marshadow. In fact, that's what I wrote down. Game plan. Don't get swept by Marshadow. So there's the teams we brought. Looking at his team, it's not really anything I didn't expect. The Azumarill, obviously, is a huge problem for me, because Azumarill, with its priority, obviously will get around Mega Blaziken kind of easily. It will be able to revenge kill me, potentially. So, yeah, I have to make sure I limit Azumarill. But let's go ahead and get into this. I decided to lead with Ninetales. He doesn't really have a whole lot that, can stop Ninetales. Plus, I wanted to just get up the Drought right off the bat. He's going to go ahead and lead with Gandy's Oven, his Magmortar, and I'm actually just going to go for the Hypnosis. I'm thankful that it hit. I do that because I don't know what this guy has to do. I mean, the worst thing that, Magmortar really has is Earthquake, so I didn't think it was that risky, and getting it to sleep will let me have some momentum here. I decided to switch into my Uxie. I would like to get Stealth Rocks up. He's just going to go into his Silvally, and it appears to be the the flying form of Silvally, and that's actually pretty good for me, because I was actually afraid of the ground one, because obviously that means, well, the fact that it's not ground means that he has no resistance or even immunity to my Thunderous, which I think is also pretty crucial. I decided to bring a Scarf Therian Thunderous this time. Anyway, so what I actually do, I believe, is go for the Stealth Rocks, because, yeah, right, he flinched me that first time with Air Slash, and then he decided a Parting Shot, which is kind of pointless. Now, in comes Marshadow, and I really don't have a switch in for this. I mean, it's going to be, kind of harassing me the entire game. I decided to stay in, because after running some calcs, I know that I can actually live any move except this. The only thing that he has that could 1-hit KO my Uxie with its defensive spread would be to go for his Z move. So I'm like, okay, if he doesn't go for the Z move, I should be able to get decent damage with Size Shock, even at -1. But if he does, well, I'd rather have Uxie take it, honestly, because I already got the Stealth Rocks up. I'd rather have Uxie take it than anything else. And he does go for it, so that would have killed pretty much anything I switched into. And looking back at it, I made the absolute right call to sack that guy off. And now I know what its moveset is. I know that it's a Z move, which allows me to outspeed it even easier. And yeah, I'm just going to go to my Mega Blaziken now and just go for the Protect, knowing that that will give me the free speed. And there I am, Mega Evolving, going for Protect. He ends up just switching back into Gandy's Oven. And I'm thinking about it, and I'm just trying to calc here, and I decided eventually to go for the Superpower. I think I actually could have killed him with the Flare Blitz in the Sun, but I decided to go, I went for the Superpower. And the reason I brought Superpower here is because I don't want to, risk missing with high Jump Kick. So that's the main reason I'm bringing Superpower in this matchup. It does hurt me a little bit, though, against his freaking Azumarill, which obviously can revenge kill even easier at -1. Anyway, he is going to go into Marshadow, though, and I decide to switch out. I do not want to dive at my -1 defense, and I know that I can't quite kill him with a Flare Blitz. So yeah, I do switch out, and I go out into my Goodra, as he just goes for a Spectral Thief, and yeah, it's going to unfortunately 2-KO me. I did bring Gooey this time, knowing that he doesn't have any powerful grass moves. That will put him at -2 speed, which allows my Ninetales to come back in. And instead of just going for a Hypnosis, I really could go for a Hypnosis here, but I know the accuracy is kind of meh, and I know that in the Sun, a Fire Blast will hit pretty much anything he goes into pretty damn hard, and he's going to go into his Silvally now. And unfortunately, I missed this first Fire Blast, so that kind of sucks. And what that does is it actually allows him to defog. So, as you can see, the second Fire Blast doesn't quite kill him, but if I would have gotten it off, I would have been able to kill him this turn with Solar Beam, which has 100% accuracy. But unfortunately, he's going to be able to get up to defog, which is important for him because he does have some Pokemon that are still weak to it, not to mention the residual damage is always harmful. But I am going to go ahead and finish off this Silvally, so at least this thing's gone. But it does give him another safe switch, and he's going to go ahead and use it to get into Kairu and Black here. And I decided to go for the Will-O-Wisp. I know that these things can be mixed, but they can also be, you know, they can be mixed or they can be physically physically attacking. He ends up actually being purely special, so this Will-O-Wisp doesn't actually hurt him at all. So that kind of blows, and thankfully he doesn't quite kill me though with Earth Power, which means I can go into my Araquanid. I don't think, unless he goes for the Fusion Bolt, predicting this, I feel pretty confident that I can go ahead and tank this with Araquanid. And he does go for an Ice Beam, so he's predicting a switch, but not a switch into this, so that's good for me. If I take the Ice Beam as well, very, very well. And I believe what I go to do is just go for the Sticky Webs, which will, of course, hurt Marshadow a lot, because that means I will be able to outspeed him with some things that he would normally be able to outspeed me with, as well as a bunch of his other Pokemon. Obviously, Sticky Webs is just very good in general. So he's just going to go for the Spectral Thief here against my Araquanid, and thankfully I live, and despite the sun being up, I decide to actually pop off my Z move, which is the Z Liquidation, which is obviously going to turn into Hydro Vortex. I know that's going to do very, very good damage here to the Marshadow, even in the sun. And hopefully enough damage that I can revenge kill him easily, which I would be able to, obviously. With my, my Scarf Thundurus. But I end up actually just killing him because I get a crit, which is pretty lucky. But like I said, I was just trying to get enough damage on with that revenge kill him. But that ends up working too. In comes Gallade. He ends up being a Scarf Gallade because he outspeeds me, even despite the Sticky Web. So that's interesting. But it, makes me still pretty confident here, just going into Ninetales. I know that I can outspeed him, even though he's Scarf, because I have more base speed. Just going to go for the Fire Blast here, because it's powerful in the sun, hoping to take this guy out. I end up actually getting a crit, but it still doesn't quite kill, because Gallade actually does have decent special defense. Not horrible. And he's going to be able to take out my Ninetales, which kind of sucks, but it did its real main thing, and that set up the sun again, which I should hopefully be able to make use of with my Mega Blaziken. I'm going to go into my Thunders, just go for the U-turn, the Volt switch, just to kill this guy. Then get a safe switch here into my Blaziken, which really would have actually been a safe switch anyway, because I could have just protected against the Gallade, but whatever. But yeah, he's just going to go into Kyurem. That's fine. I'm going to be able to outspeed this Kyurem. Even without a thing of speed boost, so just gonna go for the Flare Blitz now, which should be able to kill it in the sun. And more importantly, it not only kills it, but I don't have to use Superpower, which would have given me -1 attack and defense. That's gonna help a little bit here against the incoming Azumarill, which he's been wisely saving to hopefully try to kill my Blaziken. So I do have Thunder Punch. I'm gonna use it, and I'm hoping that this thing is gonna be, well, I'm hoping that I'll hit it so it can't Belly Drum, potentially, because if it's a Belly Drum set, that would scare me. And he ends up eating his berry, so at first I'm kind of worried, man, if he gets off a Belly Drum, that could be really dangerous. I don't think he would have enough attack to win with Aqua Jet against my Thundurus in the sun. But thankfully, he just ends up, thankfully we don't even have to worry about that scenario, because he just goes for the Liquidation, which does kill my Blaziken, but now he has absolutely no prayer of killing Thundurus, obviously, especially not in the sun. So I'm going to be able to take out this Azumarill, and yeah, that is his last Pokemon. So, great game there, Gandy. What a match. Definitely close there. I like how I played in this match. It would have been nice to get something better than a 1-0, because obviously you still have that tiebreaker in net KOs, but very, very good feeling here, starting the season 1-0, especially against another team with a very, very, very deadly Uber. As you can see, we played kind of mind games and revenge kill games with our two Ubers. And I thought it was a very entertaining match overall, so I hope that you guys enjoyed it. The Miami Dolphiones off to a 1-0 start. Hopefully we can keep this momentum going, and because the playoff race is going to be quite a bit more tight in this NGDL2, because there's going to be the same amount of playoff teams, despite the fact there are more teams. So it'll be very interesting to see how the season goes on with Mega Blaziken, but really do like how it started. So yeah, being that these teams both had Ubers in it, leave a comment about what your favorite Uber is, whether it's due to design or just you like to use it, if I guess in Ubers or if you play Anything Goes. Yeah, as for me, Mega Blaziken felt great to use. In fact, the main reason I drafted Mega Blaziken is because I never had used it, being that Blaziken, or even Blaziken for that matter, at least with Speed Boost, being that it was banned in Gen 5 before I really got into it. So, yeah, I just kind of wanted to give it a whirl. I know I could have probably gotten a better Uber, and honestly, it's not even my favorite Uber. I'd probably have to go with Mewtwo just because it's classic. But it's definitely something I wanted to use and give it a try, and it definitely pulled its weight here with its 2 KOs. I'm going to actually be trying to keep stats of my Pokemon in this league. I'll try to bring them up in random places in other future battles. In this battle, I guess the stars were Blaziken, who got, of course, those 2 KOs, and, of course, Thundurus, who did not get KO'd himself and also had 2 KOs. Ninetales, I think, was also pretty much... Actually, Ninetales probably the most critical piece of this battle because of the drought it kept setting up for me. But yeah, leave a comment about that, and see you guys again next time. Go Dolphiones! Later.